admire people's successes, but never take the time to explore their challenges. Talk to Lady brings out the inside stories of the peaks and valleys of our daily struggles. A weekly show that features people and stories from all walks of life.
I probably don't look like I chopped cotton or picked cotton, but I did. And now, this is a $500,000 probably home, up to $500,000 home.
You'll hear success stories from rags to riches that will inspire you to aspire to be great. Be the first to know, only on LSTV 1.
Hello viewers, welcome to the Talk to Lady show, coming to you live on LSTV 1 every Friday, 4 p.m. GMT. I'm sure you don't miss it and we enjoy your company. But today is a very special day because I have a very special guest. Guess what xamantene moom mashallah Seattle moom kenn du ko présenté waaye damay bàyyi bu nuyoo rek balaa ñu dugg ci programme bi again ñu ngi leen di leen dal leen ak jàmm comme ni ma koy defee rek saa su nekk ñi nga xamante ne dañu tëdd hôpital ñu ngi leen di ñaanal yàlla may leen bopp bu sedd ñi nga xamante ni ñu ngi nungu si ñu ngi ñaan yàlla mu génne leen fa ba li leen fa yóbbu du leen fa dellooti waaye yéen ñi nga xamante ne yéenay topp LSTV wala Lady Ba saa su nekk rek fii ci Talk to Lady ñu ngi leen di bëgg di leen jaajëfal lu bëri nuyu naa la.
Thank you. So, Faye, now, Nago?
maa ngi fi.
Nagay
ñu ngi ci jàmm bu rëy.
Mashallah. Thank you for having me over.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
ñëpp dañuy ne ML naka la ML tudda.
ML, we to the Mudlamin.
Mudlamin. Moom nag séeréer la loolu ma jaaxal te interview bi moom xaw ma nu muy demee parce que ñoom lekk rek la ñuy def.
maa ngi dégg ML naka ML mun lépp ma ne M stands for mun L lépp.
ni ngi nii daf ko tubaabeel rek Mudlamin mu ne ko ML gàttal ko lii neex na ML kontaan nañ am la ci show bi we really grateful and honored to have you here. I mean it's very special.
I'm grateful too. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yes.
ML ba tey rek ñu dal di dugg ci interview bi and then introduce who is ML xam nañ ne moom obviously Gambian nga.
Right.
yaa ngi Seattle right now waaye pour ñi nga xamante ne ñu ngi seetaan te xamuñ la musul la gis bëgg nañ ML wax ñu tuuti moom mooy kan fu mu jógee ko originally.
So my originally from Gambia, born and raised. ML is this guy that was recreated by his parents. So I grew up basically seeing my parents working so hard to make sure that we had the life that they did not have growing up. So this is a hard-working man and a man on the roll and a man who's focused and a man who is, knocking out his agendas every day, pretty much.
That's good. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. Which part of Gambia are you from originally?
So my dad is from Barra,
Oh.
but I was in Kolole.
Nice.
Yes.
So where did you do your lower basic school and things like that?
So
in Nyomi?
I went to Nyomi, yeah, and then high school I went to Naus, pretty much. Yes.
My melody ñooñu parce que man I went to boarding school. I was in Bansang High School. Then madam Amite, why bu ma demee Kombo, I'm always eager to go to Kombo area because I'm like, fa la ñëpp nekk.
Right. I was excited. I did my junior high in Kombo too, so I was there for a while, pretty much.
Wow. Ndaw si nag dégg naa competition bi dafa daan bëri de.
Dafa depend moom, dafa depend.
Te dégg naa student yi ndaw si moom, mashallah, they're up there.
Well, no, not really. Ñun suñu maas yi ñoom ñu ñëwaat in class.
Ay dégg nga wala foosi gannaaw yi. No, yow xam naa ne daan
classes, so basically it was fun though. It was fun. Yeah.
What fond memories can you remember during your school days? Were you involved in any curricular activities?
Yes. I have a school team, soccer team, drama, theater. Theater with those French vitamin. So it was fun. I did a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you speak French?
No, it was just something that we trained.
Oh, okay.
And, and then I think during passing out, I was involved. I was among those who were participating in the drama.
In the drama.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh wow, mashallah. Parce que temps boobu noonu gis ne like a lot of people dañ def foog ne drama is for women. Góor ñu bari dañuy am complexe na man drama kay théâtre mu bàyyi nañ ko jigéen ñi. Why you is like you always on the move. You don't
Yes, you
care.
got to. You got to. Your life is too short.
That is
Yeah,
very
basically,
true.
you have to. Yeah.
So you always want to be an artist when you were young? What nga do it drama be, or is just a passion that you just see yourself doing?
I think it was just my personality. I always wanted to get involved, try new things, and just like how I am right now, basically. The same
Yeah.
person. People who knew me then, they would tell me I've been the same person, the same ML since when I was young, basically.
And that tells a lot about you. Emil, you get along with everybody. Ki ko like the kan mo Emil. Like someone was my boyfriend. How do you get that? Like not everybody is gifted that way.
Well, like I said, I grew up seeing my father because he was also a self-made person. He he knows how to connect with people, especially as a businessman. You have to know how to connect with people and also how to be humble.
Right.
If you look at it, you know what they say, "Yala dulo they just handle from up down to your
Yeah.
regardless in ninyi."
True.
So I tell people in whatever you do, if you put ego and pride in front of that, you're always going to lose.
True.
Because especially if you don't know when to use that ego and pride,
Agree.
it might cost you a lot, basically.
True. True.
Yeah,
So are you saying you're from a big family?
yeah. I'm from a big family, not so much big, but my dad. I have 12, 13, I think 14 brothers and sisters.
Okay,
So
got you.
that's considered.
Well, you didn't match mine. Mine is like 15 or 16.
Oh,
Yes. You know how nga pulik. Why? Matun pulituti. Actually, small kalga.
yeah.
But that's great because
Yes,
I mean, gis nañ ñoo xamante ni they're from a big family. They know how to get along with people. Dañu
right,
mën a tolerate a lot of people, how to penetrate people, and I think that's a plus for coming from a big family.
right.
Not that small families. I mean, they also do, but then big families have more advantages when it comes to getting along with
Right,
different
right,
people.
right.
Mashallah, that's good. So, Ligi, what were you doing in the Gambia before you migrate to the US? Were you working in the Gambia, Boji High School? What did you get into?
I well, when I was in the Gambia, I did not work.
Okay.
Like I said, so pretty much I graduated from high school and just came to the U.S. And But during my school days back in the Gambia, I would go help my father at the factory and do other things with him. That's pretty much what I did.
Oh, your
And
dad
then
was a businessman?
yeah, he's still a businessman, and I was taking like computer classes, and all that. I was always going to school basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Te do down school. Are
Well,
you sure?
now that you mentioned that, I guess Tywin does, and then jump over the fence, boost big, So, but the man friend told me, yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah, the small boy time going on, I guess the daw class, why, the man hari, hang on, jigay na nigga, yeah,
But Pabi, I'm not going to say that. They're going to put down school.
guy, nigga, small hari. So I said, I'm gonna guy, you been on notes, and then when I get home. My study. And then following them, I'm getting boy. So guys, if I'm in school, right? How many I'm gonna study when I get home?
A lot of people can relate. I did that a couple of times
Yeah.
too. Because I mean, take time, but no, then you don't take boarding school.
Right,
Lah.
right,
Don't
right.
because hang again or anything. Sila jange like how to nyai fence.
Yeah. It was fun. It was fun. But I guess jar more than you got
That is true.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So being a jehale high school nga ñëw to the US
Yes, as a student.
as a student.
Right.
Te bi nga ñëwee fan nga demoon jàngi as a
So I
student.
was in Arizona. Later, I went to Wisconsin. That's
Okay.
where I finished my. It took me what when I came, and then I went to Wisconsin. I took a break, and I went back to school. And I got done with that.
As an international student, the
No,
young liggéey tamit
my
di dem
only
school.
ended up changing my status,
Okay.
and I changed my status from whatever international and resident, whatever.
Gis nañ ñu bari ñoo xamante ne suñ migrated from the Gambia ñëw fii pour dem school def dee métti ML before nga settle
Right.
because you have to work, you have to pay tuitions fee, yaa ngi am bills to pay. Can you tell us a bit of your experience pour ñoo xamante ne xam nga ñu ngi xalaat to ñëw fii pour dem school bugg a liggéey and they don't know what is happening here.
It was rough. It was rough. I'm not gonna lie to you, and we all know how things are when you're a student. You always gonna you're always broke,
True.
But the thing is, you always have to look at the bright future of it, and say, hey, let me sacrifice now, and then later go to fame. I'm gonna sacrifice. Like for instance, in my situation when I first came here, it was rough. It was really rough. But I was working like 2, 3 jobs and full time school.
Wow.
Yeah. So Madimalala, so when if you first got here, just be content with what you have. I'm a mistake, but you def more you guess coffee nigga 10 years they live, and then they want to live that kind of life.
True.
So when you do that, that's when you fail. But so emailing and then like I said, like you always see on my hashtag, focus on your agenda.
True.
Start focus on your agenda, knock them off as you go. Eventually, you're gonna get to that level. But so when you're here and you wanna live like the person that's been here for 10, 20 years,
It would be really hard.
yeah, and I'm with you, I'm body, buddy, and just to show. And at the end of the day, you just hurting yourself. So just be content. Don't worry about any other thing as long as you're not getting yourself in trouble. Go to school and finish up. Or if you're not going to school, do something else,
Right.
basically, and stay out of trouble.
What did you major?
Criminal justice and minor in psychology.
Got you.
Yeah.
Te tamit gis nañ when you go into school, influence daf day am. Like you
Right.
said, humble yourself nga doylo. Why when you have these forces of influence, bad influence, wala nga buga mel fo xamantene aga gulo fu. Face nga those kind of temptations. And how did you handle it if there was any?
I have. But so the thing is, with me, the way my mind is programmed is that if I'm portraying myself out there as this rich person, right? And yes, it will look good out there, but then my pockets would hurt it. So who am I really doing it to? Myself.
That's true.
So what I always say is that, so if let's say I want to get to that level, I'm not gonna jump to get to that level. I'm gonna crawl until I get there, and then that way I won't struggle as much, or I won't get myself in trouble in the process of getting to that.
Get into that place.
Yeah, basically getting to that level.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
And then from there, when you completed school, what did you try to get into?
I
And this
started.
was in Wisconsin, you
Yes,
said, right?
I invested. I made an investment in the Gambia. I'm a down with Halangu. It's life.
Yeah, it is.
So when I use name, most people you hear, and you want to help them how to face through and help themselves and help their family as well. But then it brings me back to what you just said: these temptations, like coming in, say is doing good, and then ngayon nga kumasi leka sa profit bi
Yeah.
nga aga be leka profit bi nga leka sa commission leka kula supply commission
Yeah.
and at the end of the day you're gonna have to touch the capital. When you touch that capital, what's gonna happen? You're gonna start getting yourself in trouble, getting loans and all that stuff. So it's all about discipline, self-discipline. So when I did that, the people that I was dealing with messed everything up because I used to send them this like new TVs, LGs with internet and
Electronics,
electronics and bath and body designer sprays and all that
Right.
and other how to call it women's stuff basically. I used to supply the market, serving that market,
Got you.
and then I failed, and then I went home. I wanted to go home in 2017 and work for my government. So all doors were shut on me basically.
Why do you think that is?
I think back home, one of the problems that we face, they cannot accept change. They don't like change. So what happened is, so if you go there, someone from the diaspora, and you try to communicate with them and try to give ideas, instead of they learn from that, they learn from whatever, they're gonna look at it as you insulting them. Like
True.
they know this, they know that. So now I guess they're gonna be intimidated to give you the opportunity because they feel like if they give you the opportunity, they're not all guy. Me being me, if you shut this door, I'm gonna go look for
Open
another door.
another door.
So what I did was, I lost my dad a bit, and when I came back, we grew up, and then here I am, basically.
Why didn't you give up being a dano? Because many would have just given up. But you did not. You're like, no, I'm not giving up.
If my dad gave up, I wouldn't be here. Yeah.
So you got your motivation from your dad
From
to
my
go
father.
into business?
Yes.
Okay.
He's a self-made person, and he tried. He was just like me, basically. He tried everything. They're gonna wait cut, and they're gonna like a tough time. Gavana jël ñaari kees si possible di jaara moom ñoom di jaay bem
Wow.
amal boppam bem dem ba àgga fu mu àgga nii tey so danga gis ne ñaaka na tey growing up I have seen him lost several times and he got back up basically. Life is
Wow.
not easy, man.
It's not.
It's okay to fail. It's okay to lose. What's not okay is when you just say, "Hey,
I
I'm
give
done,"
up or I'm not trying.
or try to put the blame on other people.
True.
You know,
So, beside working for your country, which you had the intention, but the doors were shut, why do you think your business failed? Because you didn't have a strong foundation down there that will help your goals, or what exactly do you think happened?
basically, it all comes. I'm sure this the same thing that happened to me happened to
Many other
many
people.
other Gambians who try to help people back home, like their family members or a friend. It's all about the management, the person managing your assets back home. It's all about that. If you have a good person, a humble person, somebody who's content with what they're getting paid from you or whatever, then you're gonna succeed. But if you have somebody ku bëgg a jigéen bëggut a liggéey
Yep,
ku bëgg a sol lu nice bëggut a liggéey, you know, and I guess ne dafa dem ba use your sa own profit,
it's a profit.
you know. So basically, you know, it all comes down to management. If you have a poor manager or whatever, somebody who's taking care of this stuff out there. That's why I amended my principle and said, if I'm not in control of my properties, my assets, I'm not gonna give it to no one. I'm gonna control it, get my profit or whatever, and just go from there.
And this is not the first time I'm hearing this. I interviewed somebody, I will just share that just because you brought this up. Koki Tamit, he hired people within his family to
Yeah.
help manage the business. Mune mane lady, mune mane, if I were to do it again, mune I would never involve my family in my business
Right.
because they take granted. They
Right.
would just take it, oh, soon brother, more mom, soon dom. So they would just use it instead of, knowing this is business where you get income from.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right. And I always tell people, if I was not disciplined enough to be able to be in a position where you even have the gut to ask me for help, I don't think basically you wouldn't even think about asking me because the first thing that will come out of your mouth is I lose a lot.
yeah.
But the reason why you even have the gut to come ask me for help, because I'm disciplined. Just because you have some chicken chain doesn't mean you have to spend that. Just because people are saying, "Oh, Sai is doing good now," you have to prove to them that, hey, yeah, I'm gonna show them I'm doing good by getting, by let's say you have $3 and you act like you have $10, you're gonna struggle as much as you should to get to that $10.
Sure.
Or if you have $3, you act like you have $1, and I guess you won't struggle as much as you need to get to that tree because your $3 is already there.
That is
You
true.
know what I'm saying? So if you have that mentality, don't let society push you to the point where you're gonna fail yourself.
True.
Because at the end of the day, the society or that woman or that man you're trying to impress, when hits the fan, they're not gonna come rescue you. They're not gonna pay your bills. They're not gonna feed your kids. They're not gonna pay your mortgage. So always think about that and be content with what you have.
Wow, I like that. So when you left high school and migrated to, I mean, it feels like I'm taking you back, but when you migrated to the US, I'm sure you were young because you're fresh from high school, like how was the culture shock? Were you scared to come? I mean, did you came to family or you just came by yourself and just go to school?
Well, I had a cousin in Arizona, Kumadala, no
Okay,
but then I've always been this guy that ragaloma.
you adapt.
I've always up for new challenges. So the man how my heart, how many hard mama hard la. Let's just say even small possible hard mama topatolally. I'll wait, but I'm not gonna sit and wait. How I wait is I'm gonna go die small worship while you take care of what you need to take care of. And then sa yo pare put job ma fekk man luma am fale ma jël ko ma bolé ko si waye suma toge so I suma toge you got I'm not lawyer. You know what I mean? So, manyo mane harama ha, let's just say 6 months, 1 year to 1 year. Now I can never go back and you know and fix that.
True.
So man, you yakar mu yaho. So where am I now?
That
And
is
that's the thing that's the main problem we have in the Gambia. And I dig a code high small mak like hard or small papa like hard, small
true.
day like hard, get on my dick. Man, when I was in the Gambia, instead of just do it and say small papa like hard, get on my dick, but whatever. Because the forgives ne mange nyefe, forgives ne mange look for something. So mon dafa si fake mu dimbale ma tobolo ma tobolo ma na ka pare na mu gene basically. So I didn't just sit there and be like, ah, pa, mi na ma hard. So ñoom tam dofuñ ñoom dañ dee xam ne ah
They buy
kii
help.
waa kii su génnee if yi xaaram bi dafa bari so duñ dee sawar sa affaire basically.
That is true. It
Yeah.
makes sense. Paye mère tamit dañ dee bàyyi xel li ñuy wax rek ndimbal na ci fekk loxol borom waaye bu fekkee ne yow every suba dangaa tëdd nelaw di laajte ndékki ak yooyu noonu wala ngay call fii ni oh dama bëgg a takka jabar yónnee ma xaalis am naa yow bu mu la takkalee jabar yow bu jabar bi amee doom ni ñuy def
Yeah, they continue because private time private time I family.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so you have to stick up for yourself, man.
mashallah I'm sure your family will be so proud of you
Yeah.
te li ma neex si yow because I've done some checking on you before we had this interview do they tiitaru that much te yow li ngay def no because it's like somebody who graduated with a like a criminal justice and psychology I mean you would think that person will show off or be somewhere doing something different parce que léegi ñëpp dañ bëgg a karawaat toog ci biir office di jaay jomba ñaaw but you're not doing that and when you look at your Facebook profile and everything else anything you post there is all about sa liggéey sa ñaxa what is that like
I have a regular job. Many people don't know that. I can't talk much about it because it's a contract, like a month secondary fee.
okay
So I work 3 days a week,
okay
30 to 36 hours. As far as the business goes, my hustle, you know, the rest of the week. So the argument to me, I'm not from a joye. So my argue for how many Romana from a joye. It's just kind of like me, so like a gin. Ngayon am jigi yaba. Nga bay gin bi. Dem si yaba. Nga siya nga daw was
okay
gin.
wow
So I made gin because yeah, none of them wanna afford gin. But I'm saying again, I'm gonna afford gin. So you just watch yourself up. You know, same thing. I think same somebody told me this. There's this story that I want to share. I went to Gambia one time. Somebody them Gambia, been a dollar at you. So somebody get short like this all half time. On a beat out. So my I'm only gay. Soon here after my party, my imboyo. My deal bicycle them see boy near house model. So my talk I've been in Nigeria which is my pundit. Me no wanna I should give you my car to sell so you can go back way. I would like that. I would like that. So people who were sitting by me, they knew. I'm like, I didn't get it. I feel like you're a man, you go to freedom. I'm like, no, seriously though, I would love it. You know, so see, election will give my pull up. When we say pull up, I was like, I know. The house put it. Then we know if you put that. So and then he gave me much respect, and I think that semester is so he said needed a bad name to us. More it's name for they look down on people.
True,
Fat
true.
and that's where that comes from because smart. Like I said, it all comes down to the way I was raised. Like really bad, basically.
wow
That's why I am this way. You know, I get on with everybody. I'm not gonna Luma one. I'm not gonna get out bad,
true
basically. So why am I? Why am I the person to go out and raid if it's coming in your hand? You're not gonna say you're not gonna. Right, I don't even know.
that's true yeah parce que kami ku nekk ak wërsagam
Yes. Do they have them? Can I help them when I know?
turn to be something else
So they need to their party.
that is true rawatina boo ko defee lu bon wala nga rusloo ko wala yemloo ko fenn
Yes.
du ko musa fàtte but then talking about that like dem Gambia di jéema jaay jomba ñaaw gis nañ fii suñ bro yi ñeneen dañ dee dem Gambia def seen billing you know what I'm saying like
Yeah.
wàcce seen oto yi tooy te boo moytuwul sax maybe it's like you know you come back home wala nga ñëwaat back to the US yaa ngi fi am bills yaa ngi fi am ay debts you know what I'm saying like nga dem
Yeah.
restaurant bugg a péje restaurant bi yëpp wala ngay add like ne you know am accent yeeg yooyu noonu dañuy gis other medias like what's on Gambia dañ ko bind di tooñ gars yi
Right.
so yow daal yooyu moom waxoo ci dara
No, I'm enjoying. Man, I would rather put it into a good use. Man, banya hagami that most of December. Yeah, be one time every maybe May, July. Time it out. July, August, you know, like them. You know, some of them time we got a chip. You
Wow.
know, so I think.
Cyril la dafay bañ a bokk ak nit ñi restaurant rek moo tax ay
Ah,
garaas
I
lekk rek.
mean, mom, and now, na matagal man yan katag my cool.
Wow, that is
Yeah,
amazing. I'm honored by your humbleness. That's
thank you,
great.
thank
Yeah,
you, thank you.
definitely. Now coming back to fast forward to the future. Now Gisling ML is doing, should I say Molamin or ML?
Emma,
Which one
whatever
do you
you want.
prefer? ML. Neko tumawa like neko ML. ML yangi def ML's cleaning services.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that.
So, how it started?
How it started. Yes.
Well, I started with this mechanic thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been handy since back home, and I used to go to my father's factory at the engineering department, working
Mm-hmm.
with the guys over there to the point where he almost took me out of school, and he wanted to send me down to GTI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I asked my but because I was in grade 9.
Uh-huh.
So, but when you feel I've always worked on my own cars and stuff like that. For flat damage, my point big. Yeah,
Oh.
so now with the cleaning service too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I used to detail my dad's car since I was young. Every super I joke like fajar wala mo ligay or make sure my detail ko yep. Dueling la I use dueling. So I just
How did
dueling.
you learn
Yeah, I
that?
just dueling. Dafa ko si tay après su ma ko defaree su nii about work contact. So I think the only time he went to the car was when he needed to clean the engine. Because
Uh-huh.
one day I'm on the engine essence. Comme mo dee no am na mo dee xam ne essence doo dee raxas machine bi. So man ma ñëw raxas machine bi ndax bi ndax yëpp dugga si biir machine bi. So mu xëy suba and he was in a rush. When you're tired, I'm saying tired. So it's like even till this day, somebody asks me, "Hey, do you clean the engine?" I'm still not comfortable doing that because of that. But cleaning services, we when you small Ben had it, F Diva,
Mm-hmm.
very good friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
If I guess me now, do you detail? And I go, "Yep, I do." So
Think it fits.
David, my mom, that was my first customer, and I started doing it. I was like, I think I'm gonna start doing this. So New Jigifa, then my start advertise, and then Joma,
Mm-hmm.
another friend of mine. You know what?
Right.
Then you ask him, I go, yep, I do. That's how this whole thing started. Kuma call Nane I do though. Like yes, I do. Like the man TV, yes, I do. Like definitely, yes, I do. So I guess a little on the moon moga. No, the moon moga must go definitely like I got there. So smoke definitely, and then my artist business basically. That's how this whole thing came up.
What in the world?
You have to, man. The money turning out, the money definitely, yes, the money definitely. And then
Wow.
the moving thing too. I mean, yeah, like they move, man. Yeah. So I used to rent U-Haul after um, I don't rent small been a while if you know struggle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing and then they talk last minute you call and pick it up later on. Then after my guessing okay, did I available money? Let me just work on getting my own. So that's what I did, Mohammed. So I said from now, the way I talk to later, I was they call me, hey, you want to go pick this up for me? I go, yeah, I can do it. So it's all about seeing what's out there, what are people
What
not
did
doing.
people need?
Yeah. So
So
that's how I
based
keep.
on that, you just decided
Yeah,
to
I just
set up.
decided to set up whatever is going on, whatever I have going on right now.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, I'm only like 3 weeks, 3 days a week, and then 4 days. I'm like, what am I doing? So I was like, I gotta find something, and then I then clicked me and Small Papa was like this,
Uh-huh.
not just them ligate talk. He was always on the go to me.
Is it right to say then your dad is your role model?
Yes, yes, he is, and I respect him for that because I was always around him, and I've seen how he used to connect with people. Durant after them say for days, but when you're at Caprica,
Remember the chat?
no, I'm getting one yet, basically.
Okay, gotcha.
Nyetela. So I have older sister, younger brother in Atlanta, Missouri. I have brother and sister right here, younger brother and sister in Seattle, and older brother in Spain, and I have young ones back home too, little ones,
Got you.
basically. Yeah.
So basically, your business being a def league ni jangu loco or anything, but because people are telling you, can you do this, and you just said yes. Did you mess up anything since being a commencé as like okay, kai ajal marido and you have no idea how to add rido? Why not def correct and mess up or do something?
Not really. That's another thing about me. Snake hello how many
Munumako.
but never try. And many of my customers that I have had experience doing that for them, you know, they can attest to that, man. So my that must go there, but
I'll try.
I'll try it. But you how many comes do it because because I'm like I said, I've always been handy. So you need it's easy to figure out. You know, so that way, you know, and then you have to have the confidence. So
True,
you have
true.
to have the confidence. So
Wow, amazing. Purman, like I told you, this was something that you sat down, put all your business plans together, everything together, like
some of them I did.
you did.
Some of them I
Okay.
did. But I guess it was already there. But then I'm gonna know like you already know something, but you don't know where the market is.
True.
So now one opportunity, need me na mun nga definitely I do it. That's the reason why I always advertise my jobs because if you don't put it out there, nobody would know.
Nobody would
Most of
know.
my customers they saw me on Facebook and Instagram.
What are some of the challenges and constraints that you face since you started doing this business?
Well, not all, but and I think another African or Gambian business owner um, go through the same thing that I go through sometimes. For me, I can handle it, but most people they stop their business because whenever you ask them why did you stop, because of they said oh because of the customers, you know. So what happens is some of the challenges that I do face. They look at us as just a Gambian la,
Yeah.
African la, how them all even go. So let's just say if you were to go to the dealership and you wanted to fix your brakes, parts
Right.
and labor, they're telling you what 1,500,
Right.
right? And then you come to me and I'm like parts and labor, I'll do it for 450, 455.
Right.
So on that 455, they still want to wahala till two. You know what I mean? It's not being fair to us.
True.
And I think the reality is that they need to take a step back and start looking at us as a business owner and not just key African like Gambia, the your hustle, man, your hustles.
Yeah.
Because Snegon Lula, so you say and one of the reasons why I even came up with this business because of so they have a lower price with them. Well, I'm not called if you get 400. See, I'm 1,500, 2,000 see tubabi or whatever, and then you see my mileage on 400. That's also
400.
nice. You know, when you book because one time I'm a man with principles.
True.
No matter how nice I am or
Yeah.
good I am, I put my foot down. So I guess there's some people that I guess the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, I'm very afraid, I'm gonna lead. And me, I just walk away. Sometimes I get calls. You ask me, you call me and say, hey, how much do you do this for? I'm telling
Right.
you my price.
Price.
We can negotiate. But then so for naked, you go, you know, oh, I don't have
You
that
were
time.
Harley, I know.
Okay, well, is fine. Well, I don't need to hear man defo naga wajar cousin Mali. You know, I'm telling you what I can do because me, I work with my heart. And if you want me to do a good job for you and expect a good job for me, I'm telling you, I'm big up.
True.
You know,
Agree.
so then I guess then man, limited more. I just respectfully decline and just move on from it because I know I do good jobs. They all know that. And so much making a new now, do my so much fail, do my MC league. The way they flow have the fail on
Very
it.
long ago.
They tubago do the fail.
True.
And it's not about time. I guess time we get here, they leave. Man, I'm why them some of I'm at the bottom level. So if you look at it, I think the bottom line is I cannot if I was to work all day and make as a business owner and make the same amount of money that I would make working for someone else. I mean, why why am I in a business in
In
the
a
first
business.
place? Why do I even pay taxes at the end of the year? They don't even think about it. I pay taxes at the end of the year because everything I do is registered, basically. You know, everything the rental, the cleaning, the moving, it's registered. So at the end of the day, I have to show the show name. You know, this is what I made and this is what I'm paying.
So who are your clientels? Like, are you serving just the Gambian community or other nationalities are
Other
also coming in?
nationality, everybody, like other African countries, Americans most of the time, Gambians. I have good people that I
That supports
that
you.
support me, good, very good people.
Okay.
They understand. Like they understand that this person, they don't look at us people like me as a kigami. Like you charge them, they know it's reasonable. They know, hey, if I was to go to another person, it's gonna cost me more. So
True.
this is really reasonable. Let's just do it. And I respect people for that.
Wow. Talking about beside just the things you do, cleaning and moving things and things like that, you also do a moving. Like you now you have your own truck that you use to move
Yes.
for people. So how did financially? How do you do? Do you have to use your own money to invest in all that you're doing right now, or do you have sponsors?
No, I invest my own money. So what I do, like when I start a job, I do it hard. I go from the bottom, going
All the
up.
way up.
Because I believe like if I was to take out a loan from a bank to get like a truck or whatever, and then let's just say a moving season ends pretty soon. So if I don't have customers for the next 3, 4, 5 months moving, all the profit that I made back during the summer is gonna go towards the insurance
True.
and the car payment, whatever. So to me, I believe in working hard and use that money and invest it in something else. Somebody once told me, working for somebody is like getting a loan from the bank.
True.
You work for yourself, you save up, and then you invest. I wish I had sponsors, but
Yeah.
I just work hard. That's why I work hard every day, pretty much.
Wow. So when you decided to go buy those equipments like trucks for moving and things like, did you think about the factor? Were you scared, or you were like, you know what, it's an investment. I'm gonna go in for it and not worry about what comes with it?
That's
Because life itself is a risk.
that's how I think. I mean, even sitting here is a risk.
That's true.
You know what
You
I mean?
never know.
You know what I mean? So, buraga, yeah, and another thing, you have to believe in God, believe in yourself, and believe in every successful person out there.
That is
They
so
took
right.
risks. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Duñ waxuñ ne lii laa fi am last $100 laa fi am su ma ko dugalee fii du ma am dara. You don't think like that as
That's
a
true.
person. Moo tax ñu bari we still we get comfortable in just one thing for years because they're scared. And you have to believe in yourself. You gotta believe in yourself. Like you right now, you're educated. You know what I mean? You're like, hey, I want to do something that I'm passionate with. You know what I mean? Look at it. And then I was really, I was excited. I'm like, wow, I'm gonna go to Yemen. You know?
Me too. I'm so honored to
Yes,
have you.
yes, I'm honored too.
Definitely.
Really.
And the thing I like or admire about you is the fact that you do your job with passion. Emma Rumalay holding a def, you putting it on video and you dancing. What one feature is that man you watch it?
Oh, man, I got tagay ayaf na. Tagay
Even that feature it like that.
tagay mo yaga ayaf. So let's just put it this way. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't use drugs. So what keeps me going?
Are you married?
Coffee, yes.
Okay.
Coffee and coffee and what else? Go ahead, music.
Wow.
So that keeps me going. And to me, music is it's something, man.
Yeah.
So dancing mambo here.
Take a bit. Wait, what did you handle? Would you be malahan?
Thank you, mother. One day.
Those they
Yeah.
am complex and you show what you do. I mean, gis nañ fi ñoo xamante ne like even bu fekkee ne toilet la ñuy clean dañ koy nëbba buñ génnee wax ne ñoom they're doing something else when in reality you're doing something. Why you're so proud of what you do? You have your degree, you have everything that you need. But you're so proud to say, oh, I'm cleaning for this person, and you show it off with passion. That is very rare, especially nowadays, especially on social media. What we portray is what we want people to see, but the reality we hide that. But you're different.
Yes, it's all part of being humble and part of being real to yourself. And also, I was raised in a way that if I want somebody to like me, I'm gonna want them to like me for who I
Who
am.
you are.
If they're gonna love me, they're gonna love me for who I am. If they're gonna be in love with me, they're gonna be in love with the person that I am. That way, once you get in and we down the road like 2, 3 years, you can't complain because you already
True.
know who I am. You know what I mean? So people who are doing that, they mislead people. And I guess in whatever they get themselves into, like even relationship, marriages, 2, 3 years later, and I'm no problem
True.
because you make the person fall in love with something that you're not, so you can't keep up. Doesn't make sense. But if you let them love you for who you are, see you for who you are, whatever, they're gonna keep up. They can never complain, and that's gonna be your defense. If they get to a point where they start to have problems with things that they've already seen in the beginning, it
True.
doesn't make
It
sense.
makes sense,
Yeah,
right?
and we have seen all those kinds of problems. Yeah, like in Gambia, with all this bling bling, like it's been undo takako, when you're America, gis ne mu fone ay dëgg si mansion mu ñëw gis ne it's something else yaaga rek problème commencé di ñëw so ay du la wax ne lii moo tax ma may mer why because of that anger psychologically speaking
Right.
daf ko wéer si leneen ba nga xam ne dafa deviate from the real truth but the real truth mooy ne loo ko woon bu mu ñëwee gisu ko
Gisuko.
but it's very important to show who you are. Therefore, if we go to a grocery store, ma jënda ma génnee ma génna xanaa xaalis yi dafa wax ne bii si clean laa ko
Yep.
amee. Do
Nope.
I have the,
It's
so
not gonna show.
that's the mindset I have at least. That's the
Mashallah.
mentality I have. That's how I am programmed.
Yan na yalla help darling. Where do you see ML's cleaning in the next 5 years? What are your long-term goals as far as your business is concerned right now?
Well, it's cooking.
You can talk over there.
Yes, it's cooking, but like I said, I'm still working out like my agenda, and I like to surprise people. I feel like since my brother is from Pala ko jàngee, su dee def dafa nekk si after mu ñëw then mu ne ok di la doon tooga waaye soo ne maa ngi def lii maa ngi def lii
Yep.
it's
You're
like
your own trumpet.
yeah so I guess because you don't know you can't predict the future
True.
so and I guess like, I'm gonna struggle sometimes let's say lii laa bëgg a def in 5 years dama koo def yàlla ne like xoolal kii.
Yeah.
Like when I started that business, when I said I wanted to go home and work for my country, and I invested everything, like my savings, my whole savings, pretty much. Yeah, let me know, yo, DNLCO,
Yeah.
madam, it didn't work out. You know what I mean? So I think I have faith, and I think ML's cleaning services, I'm gonna push it.
Okay.
So cleaning service and the moving.
Gotcha.
And the small stuff would be like the handyman or like, and the carpentry too. The carpentry and the handyman thing too are gonna be part of the cleaning. So it would be like
Even
a
mom
combo.
can cleaning, moving, handyman, carpenter. You that live with your ball. This is so amazing.
Yeah, I have people people that clean for me sometimes. Like
Okay.
so when I first started, it was just me, and then now I'm you come to say it's more different for them. I'm cleaning.
You need extra hands.
Yeah, so with the carpentry work, I mean, if I can do it, I have some people that I can take there and say, hey, just do this for me, and then we go from there, and I pay them. So
Wow.
that's the goal. So it's gonna be like ML this, but then ML is not gonna be there the whole time. ML might send somebody.
Somebody to do the job
Yeah,
for
to
you.
do the job.
That makes sense. And
Yeah.
that's a way of building and growing.
Right. So, Alhamdulillah, I have people that work for me now. They're determined and they're hardworking too. So they do the job right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what would you say to that person watching you right now? I mean, you tried to go back home and work for your country. It didn't work out. What would you say to somebody who is planning to go there and do the same?
Just go. Go. If it doesn't work out, come back. Come back and start fresh. Don't be scared to start again. Don't be scared to lose. If you have to lose everything to have your freedom or to be happy, do it. Do it and regroup and then try something else. Never give up. I did it. My dad did it. I'm sure you did it. Everyone
Yep.
else did it.
Everybody else.
So you can't just expect life to be easy. Nothing comes up easy.
True.
Anything that comes up easy, because you won't appreciate it. And we've seen it. Yeah, I told you in this guy, bro. You know what I mean? Because ligging,
I know.
when I was going to school back home, Faye and then you might get out school.
Yep.
Why am I asking if you
The
don't
guy
want it?
fence.
Well, that was school. I'm asking if you don't want because I don't job three jobs to make sure that school fees is paid for and all that. So it was rough, So, but we hang out with mother
That's
because I'm not
true.
having from on you.
Yep.
So always work hard and be humble. Don't let society push you to the point that young buy sa agenda be them sa agenda kenen You know, because that's how we feel.
True.
So when you say me get definitely me get dawali, but I want to do that.
Do that.
And you have a fat in yo yala see you on me la bless. You buga buy you buga men buga gel buga James approval. That's one of the biggest mistakes that we make when we try to get someone else approval. Like
Approval.
on social media,
Yeah.
like you said, we have these people portraying themselves that they this did that
Yeah.
because they want to approve. They want an approval from that one person,
True.
which is
Agree.
bad. And maybe you said the person that you're trying to get approval from, maybe they're what
True.
you know what I
You never
mean?
know.
So that's my advice. Always work hard. Nothing comes up easy. Don't put the blame on people, on family. You're responsible for yourself. You're responsible for your life.
That is true. Be your own competition because everybody
Yes.
else is taken. So
Oh,
be
yeah.
your own competition. That's what I say. I'm
Yes,
like,
yes,
you know
yes.
what? You can't compete all these
Definitely.
people because you don't
Definitely.
know their story.
You compete, you lose. It's like gambling. You're gambling with your life.
That is true.
You know, I don't compete.
I have taken so much of your time. I
You're
hope
good.
you don't write an invoice for me
No,
for this
I'm
time.
finished.
But
I might actually. I might say, hey, you know what?
But what would you say to those our viewers that are watching you and inspired by your story? Because it's very inspirational to me. And secondly, those that think, you can go to school, get a degree, and all you need to do is just sit in the office. Oh, you don't. Xam nga, uppalil sa bopa yene yi, doo ko buga def.
Yeah.
What would you say generally to all those people to inspire them?
I
What
say
would
going to
advice?
school is good. Like me, my the school part is just it's just on the side. But I've always wanted to be a businessman. But I wanted to make sure that I have something on the side, like, because I can't do this all my life.
Right.
This hard job and stuff. So I want to tell them that going to school is good, and even if school is not your thing, don't let people who went to school discourage you, because maybe it's a lot negative. Just be relaxed. Don't get comfortable on one thing. Always push. If you went to school, always try to do something on the side. Look like anything out there, anything you can get. And another thing, bullhead. Let's just say I'm few gigs. You have nothing to make $50 or whatever or $10. We want to leave Jericho because hamulo langa amount next way. So I made $50 we would take I'm $10. Then I linga hit jackpot 500. So now I guess I'm going to see living no. Why hang so $50 we so I could buy it. And how many $500 and dozen. So when are you gonna get money?
True.
So that's my advice. Always work hard, be humble, fatalical dimba, and have self discipline. Don't let society that spends a profit. Yep. They have lots of capital.
I know.
Problem,
That's true.
Yeah.
Any last words before we say goodbye?
Well, I just want to say thank you for having me here. I really appreciate this to let me get my story out there.
Very
Yeah,
inspirational story.
appreciate you. Yeah,
I
yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
you too. Kokoy ML's cleaning. Oh, by the way, Sufeke, somebody wants to hire your services. How would they get in contact with you?
I have. I'm working on the website right now.
Okay.
But as of now, I think people would prefer to call you and you just do it for them.
Okay.
Like how things been going. Somebody would call me and I just put them on my calendar. So
Okay.
just call 608-931-3079 or on my Facebook,
Okay.
ML Faye. Instagram too, Faye. I think you're gonna put that on.
Put that,
whatever.
yeah, I will definitely. I
Yeah.
mean, you guys will see that name. I mean, Firefly, of course, on Instagram and also on Facebook is ML Fire. But you will see the information on top of this video as well as on the screen. So until we come your way again, that was ML Fire. I mean, a very hardworking young Gambian here in Seattle, Washington, as you all heard from him. He's doing wonderful. I hope you get inspired by his story and just follow his lead, and I'm sure you will do well. Until we come your way again, stay safe. The coronavirus is still out there, so be safe. Keep 6 feet distance. You're sanitized, and then wear your mask. Again, it's your girl, Lady Ba, and this is your Talk to Lady show. Bye
Thank
for
you.
now.
We often admire people's successes, but never take the time to explore their challenges. Talk to Lady brings out the inside stories of the peaks and valleys of our daily struggles. A weekly show that features people and stories from all walks of life.
I probably don't look like I chopped cotton or picked cotton, but I did. And now whether this is a $500,000 property home up to $500,000 home.
You'll hear success stories from rags to riches that will inspire you to aspire to be great. Be the first to know, only on LSTV 1.